Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning. How you guys doing? Hello, Bobby, how are you? Oh, she's thinking about it. Uh-oh. Well, let's see what happens. Okay, well, looks like we're gonna have to debug that one. I don't actually see what went wrong in the logger over here. Come back to that. Come back to that. So hello. Yeah, it's been a week. It's been a week. There's been a lot going on. I had a nice camping trip, sort of nice. It was okay. Talk about that. But went to Country Club, the Burning Man sort of related local festival that I've been involved with for years and years and years. As is per usual, there was some drama. That's fine. We got through it. But it rained the whole time. And that part was kind of lame. Almost the whole time. Not the whole time, but a lot. So, let's do roast or bud. We can just go right into that. So my rose, I guess, you know, what I really did like about Country Club is I really liked my camping gear. I have really good camping gear now. And, you know, I used to be big into projects for these things. And I still have, you know, like tattle phone and little stuff like that. But I haven't done like sort of like spend a bunch of time on a big project for something like that in a while. Years. I just don't have it in me anymore, I kind of think. It's like, let other people do that stuff. But I'm really getting more into like the infrastructure piece. Having like, we got a brand new tent. It's very nice. And I've got all this other like cooking stuff. And now it feels like I've got a really nice setup. Little odds and ends I need to tweak. But by and large, I'm pretty happy with it. Now I want to go camping just regular. So, but the trick with that is, I guess, I mean, I haven't done any personal research on this, but from what I hear, it's tough to reserve a spot. Right? Spots are a hot commodity on the East Coast. So that's something I need to explore. Thorns, I guess the rain was kind of lame. Work-wise, I think, you know, we're struggling to get fully back online with the cameras we have in both Oakland and Marysville, California. We got the ones in Oakland, 4 out of 5 are working. The 5th one, someone like literally cut a power cord, which I don't know how you do that without electrocuting yourself, but okay. Like not a DC power cord, like a 110 AC extension cord. Someone cut in half. How do you do that? I don't know. But then also, you know, we got a bunch of games over the weekend and I wasn't totally on top of it because I was out in the woods, and it came back and had just a huge backlog of stuff. And so we fired up all the machines in here over the weekend, or yesterday, overnight. I guess it was just yesterday, and we caught up. But there's more work to be done. There's more work to be done. So I'd say, oh, there we go. I would say scaling and I don't know, just ops on the baseball side. I think also, Rose, is we're just getting lots of really good like feedback inbound. We had a great back and forth with NVIDIA. We had another thing that's coming up. I'm supposed to go to Chicago now, so I'm looking forward to hearing more about that. But it just feels like the ball is rolling, and I'm almost a little getting to the point now where this is a good thing, because you get nervous about like, oh God, now I have to deliver. And so that, there's a little bit of the fire under the butt. So progress, I'm going to put progress over here. And then bud being on fire, I guess. And I'm starting to feel like I'm on fire. So lots to do. Yeah, that's the rose thorn bud. Still need a good way to send this. I keep saying that. It's that every time I stream now. We'll come back to it. Okay. So yeah, that's that. Let's just erase it. I kind of want to save this because I haven't written it out. Well, I can do it later. That's fine. We send these in our Slack as well. And so I'm going to have to rethink about it, but that's okay. All right, so that's that. That's Rose Thorn Bud. What else is going on? Well, let's go over here. I can show you some stuff that I'm working on that I worked on yesterday. So here is a new view that helps me, figure out what's going on with the backlog. And we can look at, here's where we were yesterday. And I added this part down here, and I used Claude to help me with some of this, and I just kind of YOLO'd it. So I need to go back and check its work because it was saying we had 304 hours remaining on processing this backlog. But clearly that was not the case because overnight we caught all the way back up. And even here where I only had 273 left, this is what it was this morning when I first checked. And it said, oh, you still have 8 hours remaining. Well, clearly not because it was done by like an hour. So somewhere some math needs some help. But what's super helpful here is I can see like each one of the steps, process chunk, which is just like a management job. It just kicks off the other jobs. So the time it takes is almost nothing. The measure expressions job, which we're all doing locally now, takes about 2 minutes for 1 minute of video. So we need to improve that. And that's not using everything. I had everything enabled and it was like 30 minutes for 1 minute of video. And that was just not okay. So a lot of work to be done on our expressions pipeline, and on basically our whole computer vision pipeline, because it's all just mushed in together so we can take advantage of all the different pieces. And then the segmentation of the chunks. So this takes a 1 minute video and turns it into HLS segments. And it's about 5 minutes per minute of video. It could be better. I am making way more segments than I need to. I make a 4K, a 1080, a 720, and a 360. And I don't need any of those. I don't need all of those. I'm only ever used the 720. So that's easy to, that's just FFmpeg. That's easy to fix, but we will come back to that. So what I wanted to do today was, one thing I've been looking at is like, how do we ship some of this out? And I've used Vast AI in the past. And that's been pretty good. And that's just like a fully marketplace solution, where, you're just using random people's machines. And that's okay, but I don't think for this use case that's appropriate, because even though this video is of people in public, I feel weird shipping it off to some rando. But there is a NVIDIA solution that's kind of like a marketplace, but it's all trusted vendors. It's like actual stuff in data centers and stuff. So we're going to look more at that and figure out how we can automatically spin up that and our local machines here when we run into these sort of falling behind moments. So that's some of the stuff that we're going to work on, I think, today. We're going to build like a new thing. I do also want to look at the results of this data. I think there is more work to be done on our scoring and our actual, how do we say, like the application of the like our computer vision pipeline, basically. This light that I normally have for my face is like flickering like crazy. It's driving me nuts. So that's what, yeah, I need to look at that today too. So we'll do some of that. Yeah. Let's see, before we get into any of that, let's see if we can figure out what's going on with Bobby. reviews. That would be helpful. Gotta have our Bobby. And this is tricky for me to show you on stream because this is all running on the streaming PC. Hello, Bobby. Oh, right. Right. Ah, I remember now. Okay, okay. So the problem here is... Let me close this. All right, close you, close you. Close you. Close you. All right. Yes, yes. Very good. Hey. Okay. Okay. We need to run our local LLM. We transitioned away from using ChatGPT into using our own LLM. And I don't believe it's running. Oh, okay, okay, okay. So here's what we're gonna do. Bin, stop. Bin, start. All right. Okay, okay. All right, let's just try it now, because I don't even remember which model we use. All right, let's try. This U, we'll go U. I've made a terrible mistake. Hello, Bobby. Now, I think there is a warm-up problem, too. Like, it takes a long time for the thing to warm up. Let me go back over here. You know what we can do? We can go over here. We can go... What? What? Okay, it's running. I don't know why I don't see anything in logs now. That's weird. Yeah, it's just totally stuck. All right. Wait. Oh.
Bobby Chatbot. Hey there, Potato. I'm all ears. What's on your mind? Potate? Oh no. I was thinking about the chat interaction. You know, keeping the energy up when I can't.
Oh no.
Bobby Chatbot. Oh, that's definitely doable. Let's experiment and...
It was doing both sides. It was doing both sides. Oh no. All right, that's gonna need more work. So here's what we're gonna do. Otherwise, we're gonna be at this for the rest of the stream. Here's what's gonna happen. We need to go to... How am I gonna do this? I can do it over here. All right. LLM backend. Okay, grep LLM backend. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, let's try it again. Hello, Bobby.
Hey, Potato, no, I'm here. If I'm warming up this long, I'm not warming up, I'm just stuck in dramatic silence. Unsolicited advice. Add a startup, I'm a live log plus a health endpoint, and time every init step. Also, joke. I tried to be chatty for an hour, turns out I had a memory leak called social battery.
Okay. Great. There we are. All right, so now let's take a look. What I want to do next is I want to take a look at... Oh, another thing I want to do today is work on more admin tools for other folks to use. But for now, we're going to go to reports. Ramondi 2025 2026 05 20 01. I want to take a look at this game. Now I think we need to rebuild the summaries for... Oh, I'm in the wrong Oakland Ballers. Oh, that's annoying. All right. All right, so here is May 20th. This was 6 days ago. Now it says event not found. What the hell? Oh, well, 2025. Now, the summary is screwed up because I checked this in the middle of processing. So it was the... This is all based off the second by second summarization of what's going on. Oh, they got new seats. Look at these new seats. These are nice. But you can see, like, everything looks pretty good. But our score, you know, down here, you might not be able to see this. This says 500. So our score is very deflated. We never really see, like, big moment. We definitely have more work to do on scoring. Look how low we are. We're in like the minus 1000s here. And I think part of it is just we get so many more red faces. And I think also we're having a really bad double counting problem. Like you can see almost all of these are like kind of, it's hard for you to see it, but I can see it just because I've looked at these screens so much. I can see that I'm putting dots right on top of each other. Like this one is a single person, but this one is like at least twice. It may even be 3 times. They're just stacked. And see, you can see here, I can actually trigger it to go between the two. See, there's one and there's another one. So we're multiplying our score. Oh, this weird dot down here. That's weird. Oh, that's actually just something green. Yes. So I don't want to have to rerun all these. That's going to stink, but I'm probably going to have to rerun all these. But I think we need to do more work on the deduplication. And we need to do more work on, yeah, see, there's 2 here too. And our model also tends to have paradoxical results, like boredom and interest in the same result. That's something else we're gonna need to work on. So there's a lot of work that needs to be on here. So I said this might be a scaling, but it actually might be a quality thing. We might need to focus on the quality and the scaling. I don't know. In either event, I don't think these are ready for me to like, these aren't live. So like, you know, the customer can't see these yet. I don't want to leave them sort of unpublished for too long though. So we're gonna have to figure this out quickly. Maybe what will be helpful is if I work on scaling on the stream, then I can work on quality off stream, and they'll have the capacity to redeploy quickly. So I think that's what we'll do. But I am generally pleased that, like, you know, now we're got this pretty much all in house. We're on the right path. So, you know, it's good. It's good. Let's queue up rebuilding the summaries for these. So the summaries are there. And that's something that we should build into the pipeline at some point. But for now, let's just go to good old Magic Missile. And what we're going to do is, excuse me, get our virtual environment going. And I think the name of the job, I need like a, you know what I need to do is add like a thing where I can list all the job names, because I'm getting to have so many, I just can't remember them all. So now I gotta like go back in here and go back over to this. And I'm pretty sure it's called summarize scores, but like, let's just figure out. Summarize scores processor, yeah, that's what it is. So we're gonna go summarize scores, hierarchy, 2026, 0520, no, Raimondi dash 2026, 0520-01. I believe this is what I need to do. Nope. There we go. There we go. Now, the other issue that I'm having, I should actually play this for you guys, because we did a lot of work on the actual capture, and it was actually much more difficult than I thought. So originally we were doing this the most, you know, sort of normal, naive way you could do it. You just said, hey, FFmpeg, go get this RTSP stream from this address and write it out to disk, and do it in a way so that it's already chunked into 1 minute chunks. And that worked great, except that these streams are kind of weird. They're H.265 with AAC audio. And when I would do that, I would run with the AAC audio. They wouldn't work. They would create errors, which was annoying. And so then I had to like change the audio to sort of raw. It's like there's a it was raw in terms of the compression, but it was encoded like a telephone. It was what is it, G721 or something like this, whatever the terrible sounding telephone encoding is. And that worked, but it made it so that, especially with a big crowd of people, the audio was just unlistenable. Like I finally just muted it like by default and just turned it off because it was such a annoying sound. I just couldn't take it anymore. And now I've sorted this out. I figured out how to do it, but it was actually a big undertaking. I thought this would be something that would be easy, that I could just use, something other than FFmpeg. I could use, what is the other one? GStreamer. That's what I ended up using, is GStreamer. But even just the command line tool for GStreamer was not good enough. I needed to write some code that would actually, it was like a lot of like Claude back and forth with me and it trying to figure this out. So it turns out these cameras are like really non-standard. And so now they capture correctly, but occasionally they drop a minute. I got to figure out what that's about. So that's another thing to do, but I'll play it for you because it sounds so much better. But let me finish re-summarizing these scores. Oop. All right, so those two things are going. So let's go ahead and hit this. Let's see if we can find a moment where people are. See, it actually sounds, the microphone's far away. Am I keeping it locked? Sort of. I'm using this service called Mubert. And it just, creates music on demand using AI. And for something like a stream where I just want, background, it actually works pretty well. So that's what I'm doing. And it's all, I won't get muted and dinged and all this kind of stuff because it's all random generated. So it actually sounds okay. There is some points at which it clips. Yes. I would happily pay the artists if there was an option to do that. But yes, it is. It does seem uniquely able to generate this. It's not, sometimes it does get a bit repetitive and annoying, but, for general, just keep something going, it works pretty well. Of course, now, if anyone did watch this stream, it's a good thing that nobody watches it because it's such an AI backlash. And people would be like, oh, what is this? What is this slop? Yes, it is slop. It's fine. All right. So, great. Now we have our summaries. Pitchforks, it torches time. That's right. All right. So here, we did actually get to a point where we got a pretty reasonable spike. So this is like crazy. Look at this. Minus 1300. Why did we get to minus 1300? What happened there? I mean, I'm pretty sure it's just our model over detecting people. I bet you it got a few red faces and detected them like 5 times. Let's find out. People do kind of sound grumpy, though. Let's do it. We love you. See, look at this guy. Look at how stacked that is. That was like 3 or 4. Yeah. So we definitely have some issues here. I moved away from the positional based into attribute based deduplication, and I think the positional based was working much better. So, or I need to like do some combination of the two. See, now we're way down. Minus 300. I mean, it is awful quiet, isn't it? I think I kind of, with baseball especially, kind of need to look for this kind of stuff too, where I see just hat. You know, head pointed down, just hat. Because that's signal. Oh, here's the big drop. Oh my God. Yeah, it doesn't feel like there's any real reason for this. Oh. Yeah, this volatility is totally multiplication. Okay. Here's a double up. Huh. Okay. All right. Well, let's get back to the task at hand, which is the scaling piece, and then we'll come back to the scoring piece. I think I could try to fix this in post, sort of, so to speak, in the UI as well. Okay. So where we left off is, or where I left off yesterday, was I was creating this overflow flow plan. And we decided to use, let's take a look at this plan. I keep forgetting the name of the specific NVIDIA service that we're going to use. Lepton, that's what it is. All right, so we probably need to sign up for Lepton, right? But let's go over here. So we're going to do a new window. Oh man. All right. Hang on. All right. I'm here. we're gonna call this, we need a name for this. All right, have a good one. Good to see you. Bop. We are going to do, job. What are we gonna call this? Overflow plan. Oh, excuse me. Overflow manager. All right. Now, what we can do here, we're going to open this, yes. Okay, now we've got this. Now we're going to here, take this. Nope. Nobody said do that. Come on. All right, well, fine. Why doesn't Windows raise like... Oh, that's annoying. Anyway, okay. And then we also need a cloud do not. Fraud do not. This one. That's fine. Okay. Okay. Job Overflow Manager. This service monitors the job queue hosted on Firebase Firestore. And if the number of jobs in the requested status is over some threshold, this service monitors the job queue hosted on Firebase Firestore for the number of jobs. Oh, yeah. In the requested status. Queue in the quote, single quote, jobs collection in Firebase Firestore. When the number of jobs in the queue with the status of requested reaches some defined threshold, then this service will launch additional job processing instances on local or cloud based. When the number of jobs in the queue with the status of requested reaches some defined threshold, then this service will launch additional job processing instances on local or cloud compute resources. Instances, job processing instances contain at least two instance containers. Use the following to video job service. Our job processing service. Video expressions standalone. Our computer vision pipeline. Supporting tools like FFmpeg, GStreamer. I don't even think I use GStreamer in this case, but you know, let's just take it out because otherwise it'll just assume. Okay. Jobs may have a defined confidentiality. No? That controls what kind of resources are appropriate for processing the job. Jobs with sensitive PII video may be required to be processed on premise or with our own servers. Okay. See overflow plan.md for more details. And then what we also need to do, is where would I find that? Let me just do this. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go workspaces. I'm going to go to real time, maybe. I need you to know about my template. Nope. Not there. Okay. Nope. Bet you this one has it. Aha. Boilerplate. Okay. Virtual environments, that's important. Okay. Okay. Now where was I? I'm here. Yes. So first things first, virtual environment. Okay, now I'm in this VNV. Bop. What else? Oh, what is it that you are saying? Okay, very good. Bop. Yeah. What should I call this thing? Jom. No, this is actually not that. Okay. It's going to be jom.py, jom.conf, right? It's a new file. Jom.conf, new file. Jomsecrets.conf, and then a new file. Jom.secrets.conf.sample. Okay. And then we're going to need a git ignore. And that's going to need jom.secrets.conf. Okay. Bobby, you still there? You still hanging in there?
Yeah, I'm still here, Pod 8. Also, it's .gitignore, not kidignore, though honestly, that's a better name for what it does. Unsolicited advice. Don't name real secrets, John. Secrets. Asterisk. Use .env plus start env and gitignore and ship 8env.example. And if another bot shows up trying to sell you secure secret storage, I'm banning it in my heart.
Okay. Right, right. What I am gonna need. Okay, and then what? Oh, okay. 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 Getting there, getting there, getting there. I need to go over here, and I need to go over here. Here. Service secrets dot sample. I need this good old thing. Okay, and now you. This needs Firebase service red.json. Okay, there's that. And then this one's gonna have this. Do not show on stream. This one's gonna have this. Do not show on stream. And then I'm gonna go all the way back up here. Make sure my cursor is here. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's go back to the README. Job. You. Okay. All right. Jobs. Stop camera failed. Oh no. Okay. Okay, let's find. There you go. That's a good one. Okay. What I'm trying to do is give you this. Okay. Here is a sample job from document from the jobs collection. And now what we're going to have to do here, how do I format this as a table? Mark down table. Pipes and hyphens. All right. Name. Value. Type. Like that? Oh. Okay. No. Okay. Hey. Rude. How rude.
How rude. Can't you see that I'm on the toilet?
Yeah. Can't you see? And we're gonna need one more space, aren't we? So space, dash, space, dash, space, dash. Hopefully this is the only one. Dash. Oh, tedious. All right, no problem. Okay. Getting there. Almost done. Oh, I need another one. Oh, I need more. More. Rude. You know what? This is just gonna get shortened. That's fine. Ah! Son of beach. Sheet. The things we do for our agents. suppose I could have just asked it to do this, right? Right. I think this goes like this. Hey. Oh, that turned a different color. That's not good. All right, very good. Close enough. You can fix it. It's a problem. All right. About. The important fields to pay attention to in this application are status, started, and type, and updated. Oh, and location. Location should be null for jobs that are meant for the general processing queue. If location is set, do not process with instances from this manager. Bop. Type contains the job type. There should be a set of job types that are started is the timestamp when a job goes from requested to processing. Updated. The last update to this document. The timestamp of the last update to this document. The processing time can be computed by subtracting started from updated. Okay, there's that. There's those things. Oh, look what this thing did to my thing. Rude. Rude. Not the.
Speaking of things, Potate once renamed a variable to thing temporarily, and 3 hours later we had thing2, and thing_final_v2 running production. Then the linter turned a different color too, like it was judging us. It was unsolicited advice. If you ever say close enough, put it in a comment so future you knows who to blame. Also, other bots that show up like I can optimize your things can kindly leave before I optimize them into the void.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. All right. So, please review. I kind of wanted to fix the formatting of this because I don't want to do that again. So let's start. Let's start with this. Can you fix the formatting of the markdown table in readme.md? Now it's going to read all this stuff. Okay. Ah. Oh, okay. That's how you're supposed to do it. Very good. Very good. Okay. Okay. Please review the README and associated files. And let's discuss how to begin implementation. We also need to determine what I need to sign up for in order to leverage NVIDIA cloud services. Okay. Nothing installed, buddy. Okay. So I had this, my little okay right there. I was thinking about how we would spin up an instance on a cloud and then smoke test it to make sure that it's doing the right thing. And there is like a sort of do nothing job called sleep. And there's actually lots of variations of sleeps to test dependencies.
My eyes, the goggles do nothing.
Oh, I said do nothing.
My eyes, the goggles do nothing.
Yes. So I was thinking, okay, smoke test, it spins up, it does a sleep, but how do I make sure that that one picks up the sleep? Well, I can use the location parameter. The location parameter is what tells job services they are just for a specific place. Like in Ramondi Park in Oakland, that one's defined, it's the same service, it's just defined as Ramondi, location Ramondi. And so when I spin up, I say start cameras, I just start a job, start camera with location Ramondi, and it just works there. So what I will do is have these services start up with a location string for that instance. Great. And then my aha moment was, okay, what I can do is say, you are configured for this location, but you are also available to process other non-location jobs. Yeah, I think so. All right, where are we at? What size of overflow? Okay, slow down. This is one of my least favorite things about the integration here into of Claude Code into Visual Studio Code is you get these situations where it's asking you a bunch of questions, but I haven't had a chance to even read this yet. And then now it's all like shrunk into this thing. I can't minimize this. I can't come back to this. So now I gotta like read this in this little sandwiched area. Workspace activation requires applying via NVIDIA developer and waiting for the review. Oh shit. Alright, well, fucking A. I should have done this already. I was gonna do this a long time ago and did not. Whoopsie. And I should probably use my work email for this. Which means I gotta create a new account. Yeah. I think I should sign in with Google as the play. All right, so hang on though. I need to take a quick break. I will be right back.
This week on the Computer Chronicles, the hottest new computer games. Think you could have prosecuted OJ better than Marsha and Chris? Now you can be the prosecutor in a great new game called In the First Degree. Did you like Back to the Future? Did you watch Quantum Leap? Do time travel with a terrific new game from Sanctuary Woods called Buried in Time. If you like robot battle games, we'll show you the coolest one of them all, Mech Warrior 2. Plus, Sierra Online's Roberta Williams joins us for a look at her great new game, Phantasmagoria. A preview of new Windows 95 games, Finding Gamers on the Imagination Network, plus my pick of the week looks at PlayStation versus Saturn. All this plus gaming on the net, this week's news, next on the Computer Chronicles.
Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by Hewlett-Packard Personal Computers, developing PCs for business. Additional funding from the Software Publishers Association, providers of educational materials to help manage software. Don't copy that floppy. And Villa Crespo Software, makers of Go Figure, the problem-solving toolkit.
Hi, and welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stuart Chaffee. Whenever I watch a trial on TV, I always think, let me get up there. I could do a better job than those attorneys. Well, now I and you can try with a really breakthrough new game from Broderbund called In the First Degree. Mike, I really love this game, so I'm going to shut up and show it to us.
All right. Well, this is Broderbund's first title since Mist, first entertainment title since Mist. What it is it's a courtroom drama, an interactive courtroom drama, where you play a prosecuting attorney in this sensational San Francisco murder trial that has just happened, that is going to take place. I'm just going to set it up for you here. You've just come home. You've walked in. You're making yourself some dinner.
And I'm the prosecutor. I'm a prosecuting attorney.
You are Sterling Granger. You are the prosecutor who's going to take this to court. Now you see the 5 o'clock news. This will set the trial for
And I hear about this murder.
Exactly.
So I find out like everybody else does these days. I watch TV.
You watch the media.
Okay.
Good evening. A startling slaying is sending shockwaves through San Francisco tonight. Popular art gallery owner Zachary Barnes was found shot dead at his workspace.
All right, so I know I've got a case to take on here. What do I do next?
Yeah, you have a case. So what I'll do now is go to the main interface of the game. This is where the interactivity begins. You can look at documents. These are pieces of evidence that have been collected at the crime scene, different pieces that have been taken from the witnesses themselves. I've just looked at the gun from the murder. The shirt that the accused was wearing, just different things
and I'm looking for clues, ideas to question the witnesses.
Exactly,
and so on.
putting things together to build an airtight case. These are also some tapes that were taken just after the murder, and your detective Looper, who is your colleague, is asking these people questions that could be very important to
So I can
your
go
case.
back and actually look. Can you roll those tapes?
Yeah.
So I can actually go back and look at these video interviews that were done by the investigators.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Exactly,
Okay.
and this will give you an idea of what their reactions
can't
are and
believe
how you should
this
handle
happened.
them in the
And
future.
she's the girlfriend of the defendant. the
Exactly.
suspect, right?
We're going to go and talk to Yvonne now, who is the wife of the victim, and you could really ask her questions that are going to be crucial to where you go in the trial. These are different things that you could ask her. We'll ask her about the gun quickly.
What can you tell me about Zachary's cousin, Daryl Barnes?
Mr. Granger, I have a question of my own first. Am I right to assume you have a pretty good case?
We had a very good case until
And you can, in fact, decide what question to ask and what approach to take, and to be tough or to be soft and all that
Exactly.
stuff.
It's very important to know whether you should coddle them or get really tough
And the
with
result
them.
may vary depending on how
Exactly.
good you are at this.
Exactly. We're going to go directly to trial now. Normally you'd ask them more questions, gather more information, but it'll give you a good idea where we're going with the game and how there's really two pieces of the game. There's the pre-trial, gathering the information, interviewing the witnesses, and then once you get to trial, asking them important questions.
What's really cool about the game is once you get to trial, you find out how you're doing each day by watching the TV news.
Exactly.
And these legal experts come on and say, hey, he did well, he did poorly, right?
The media tells you everything in this game.
So now we're in court.
You're in court, the judge is introducing the case, and we'll introduce the jury to you and the defendant, and you're off and running.
That's great. All right, and I have to ask you, was this inspired by the O.J. trial?
Haha. It was actually 2 years prior to OJ.
Oh,
so
all right.
We got a good.
Thank you very much, Mike. All right, with the advent of Windows 95, we're all looking for the software to take advantage of its 32-bit power. And leading the way will be new games. To make sure game programmers hop on board Win95, Microsoft held a mega gamers conference at their campus in Redmond, Washington. Here's what it was like.
Stand them before the guillotine.
The room was dark. The theme was dark. It was Microsoft's Day of Judgment, a Windows 95 game rollout held underground at the company's headquarters. 35 game developers were there, dressed in appropriately ghoulish or devilish attire, but the demonic atmosphere was more a reflection of Halloween than of the software on display. Microsoft was celebrating the rise of Windows 95 as a game platform, using the company's new Direct Draw and Direct Input technologies.
One of the things that you notice when you're playing a Windows 95 game is, again, video performance. That's probably one of the most noticeable things about a game. And a Windows 95 game is going to run at a much higher video resolution. The technology that underlies that is something called Direct Draw that enables game developers to go directly to your video hardware and take advantage of all the accelerators and all the other, silicon that these people have been designing for years and years.
The eye-popping graphics were everywhere to be seen. Virgin Interactive showed the 95 version of Daedalus Encounter with live-action video grown up to full-screen size.
And we need to know if you can respond. If you can, use the virtual interface in front of you to transmit a yes.
Microsoft launched its first action arcade game called Fury, a futuristic space combat and rescue game with 3 parallel playing fields and 24 different missions. Microsoft also unveiled a new version of Microsoft Golf. Version 2.0 adds an online multiplayer game feature called PlayerNet.
Get out.
Not bad. Sony Interactive demonstrated its first titles for Windows 95 called Twisted Metal and Warhawk. Sony is porting the games from its PlayStation game console with similar look and feel. The Windows versions are expected to ship in 1996. For players craving sensory feedback, Judgment Day had some hardware innovations as well. Exos introduced the Power Stick, a joystick with force feedback. The hand grip responds to virtual forces according to the game. Crash your car and get a nasty jolt. For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Giles Bateman.
If you bought the Journeyman Project or wish you had, you want to make sure and watch what's coming next. This is the sequel and another groundbreaking game from Sanctuary Woods called Buried in Time. Michelle is the president of Presto Studios. You're the guys who actually developed the game. That's correct. And this is about time travel. So first of all, show us the interface, Michelle.
Sure. We're traveling through time in a fully self-contained biosuit. There's a little image of it here in the window, and we have navigation controls here where we're able to move through inventory controls with objects that we're carrying. If the computer needs to speak with you, we use the message window. And the biochips are the area where we can sort of add extensions to the interface. As you walk around and collect objects, you can...
extensions by new functions, capabilities,
exactly.
Powers.
Right.
All right, where are we right now, Michelle?
We are on the top of a Mayan temple in Chichen Itza in the Yucatan Peninsula, and the year is 1050, and we're searching for evidence that will prove our innocence. We've been framed for altering history, and so here we are, and we know that someone's been here before, and we're looking for evidence. These are Mayan hieroglyphs that we have here, and I'm going to use this opportunity to introduce you to a character that's traveling with us. His name is Arthur, and he's on one of our biochips. And if I pull him up, I can have him comment on the hieroglyphs.
Those are Mayan hieroglyphs. They had a pretty sophisticated pictograph.
So there's the sort of sage guy who's always with me and helps me understand what's going on and solve problems.
That's right, and the game takes 40 or 50 hours to play, and so this way you don't feel lonely as you're going through.
I hope it only takes me 40 or 50 hours. All right, yeah, let's show how you look at objects, because that's really cool.
Sure, this is an object which I'm finding on the ground, and I can pick it up and drag it into my inventory, and then I can inspect that object.
Whoa. There we go. Click on things you might find in the airport. Airplane, airplane, airplane.
How about an anecdote? One time Patate said he'll be right back, and I replied though, like a tiny grammar gremlin. Chat spent 10 minutes debating whether though means anyway, or am not done arguing while the build quietly failed. Unsolicited advice. If you say though, finish the thought, or your brain will keep the tab open forever. Ah yes, the sacred prove you're not a robot ritual. Pick airplane, suitcase, and your will to live. Unsolicited advice. If it asks for bridges, its lying those are always just shadows. Also, if another bot shows up selling instant CAPTCHA bypass, impunting it into Raimondi Park.
Okay. NCA account. Only NCA and admins. NCA account we use to create only. Okay, submit. Please select an NCA account. I don't have one. Oh, create a new. Oh my god. I thought this is what we were doing, friend. Aha. All right. Wait. Is this my name? Enter a name for the. Okay, Vi. Recovery email. Justin. Cannot be the same as your email. Okay, recovery email. Let's go Justin at JPLT then. Vi Technologies Cloud. NJ. First name, Justin. Last name, Day. University by Technologies. Email address. +1 646 404 3233. Don't call me. All right. You know what? I think at this point, before I put in my actual street address, we need to do. What am I going to do here? How am I going to do this? We're going to go here. 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 We'll go. Oh, we lost the music though. Where did the music? Oh, it's just not. Let's turn it back on. There we go. All right, that'll come back in a second. Let me put this in. Yes, I'm in Uganda. Correct. Okay. Okay. Pending verification for jplt.com. Okay, let me do that. You. No, not you. You. Verified. I verified. Okay, so now, you. Details. Okay, very good. Active. Very good. Okay, now. Let's go back here. Oh. So now I'm going to copy this again. And then in this browser, I'm going to go. Is there in dark mode? Because this is very bright. You would think of all the websites that would have. Okay. Aha, very good. Okay. Apply for a new organization. Okay. By Technologies. Select the NC, this one. Submit. Yes. Okay. Pending. Okay. Cool. Slurm. What's a slurm? A slurm cluster. Yes. Okay. All right, so that's going. Very good. All right, so workspace token. We need a token. Yeah. We need some thingies. Yeah, we'll need that. Yeah, very good. All right, so what slice of overview plan should this first implementation cover? Short-term brute force only. Jump, a small scripted loop. Let's do that. Are the prerequisite changes in video job service already landed, or does job need to work around it? Not yet. I'll land them first. All right, I got a call in 30 minutes, so it's going to be a short one today. It's okay. I'm doing the thing. That's the important part, is I'm doing the things. All right. Thinking about have a great weekend. Oh, Why is this reply going? Yep. Okay. Have initial draft. Please review the readme eagerpretzel.md. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, so let me update this. We were able to clear the backlog overnight using our local resources. So there is a need, but not an urgent need for this. We will use defines what location jobs are. Okay. This is done. Waiting for review. Or waiting on review.
Well, we're waiting.
am I going to put this? Excuse me. I would like to add another module, jom client.py or jom py-client that allows for local machines to be in the pool. These machines can spin up a Docker container just like Lepton would. We can use Firestore or some other means to signal them to spin up and down. Okay. Okay. Now, here's another issue with this UI is that now I've added all these comments, right? Oops, no, not you. I've added all these comments. Now I can't get to. There you go. Submit feedback. All right. Hey Bobby, I have a joke for you. Why did the skeleton win an award?
Because he was outstanding in his field, and also because he had a lot of bona fide achievements. Unsolicited advice. If you tell that one on stream, commit to the groaned on apologize, double down.
Fair. All right. Pretty sweet. Let me see this doc. Okay. Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. Thanks. Okay. We can skip to nothing urgent on my end. Okay. All right. Let's look at this plan. Okay. Plan into short-term overflow plan, durable runner register, plus a local pool client, John client. So the 3 desktops can be managed by the same control plane as Lepton boxes. Full long-term control plane dedicated, predicted drain, autoscaler, broker assigned URLs, build on change, confidential image remains out of scope. Okay. Yes. Yes, correct. Okay. Worker. Okay. Okay. Yep. Okay. Very cool. All right. Okay. Would restarting the container effectively destroy the instance? Would this defeat the purpose of the smoke test? It would be my preference to use this method if it is reliable. There are test jobs that sleep. You can queue a job. Sleep seconds 10 to job type of type sleep ref type seconds and ref ID 10 to do a simple sleep. VJS recovery by instant hook surface, RPC signal file store field, or CLI subcommand via the VJS container. Pick with the VJS author before writing children. VJS recovery by instant Quick service. Okay. I need more clarity on what we're asking here. So I'm just gonna kill this meeting. What are these new icons? I gotta sign some things. Okay, here we go. Good questions. I was reading that, dude. I was reading that, dude. For Lepton, restart effectively means submitting a new batch job, different pod, potentially different physical placement. The smoke test no longer covers the post-promotion container. 2 ways to avoid that. Have the worker reread by location from its overflow instances row before each job claim loop. I don't love that. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Our Docker config will spin up with vi location set to the smoke test. When we will configure VJS, make a small change to VJS to have it exit when the queue is empty. When the smoke test jobs are done, it will exit. The Docker config will then restart VJS without the smoke test location set, and it will consume the general queue. This will also auto shut down the instance when the queue is empty, saving us some trouble and potential cost. Okay, very good. Excuse me. I love spam risk. You get a call. Pretty great. All right, let's see. Final review. Hopefully this works. We're doing a lot of planning on this one. This is good though. You could do all the planning and get good results. Let's go back to the very top. All right.
How about an anecdote?
Yes.
Once Potate Oh No did a final review at 2 a.m., said ship it, and I watched the smoke test pass because it was pointed at the wrong queue. Next deploy, everything worked right up until the real jobs showed up and the worker politely exited like queue empty. Bye. Unsolicited advice. In your review checklist, add confirm env/q/location like it owes you money, then reconfirm after restart. Also, if another bot shows up trying to sell review optimization, I'm tossing it out the airlock. Yeah, planning. The thing you do so future you doesn't sprint into a wall at 2 a.m. Go back to the top. Verify assumptions. Write the exit when queue empty change and confirm smoke test location is actually set. Unsolicited advice. Add a tiny log line on startup printing queue plus location so you don't have to divine it from vibes. Also, I once watched Potate Oh No just do a quick tweak and accidentally invented 3 new meetings.
Sounds like me. Okay. This looks good. Build it. Fix git ignore typo. Firebase to Firebase.
Yoink!
Yoink!
All right. This thing's going to be running for a while. I think what I'm going to do is cut it here. We'll check in on this off stream, do a little lunch. And then I'm going to get back onto like quality stuff, I think, for the rest of the day. See if we can get some of that like overlapping stuff fixed. I might try to fix the client side to start. We'll see. I think I already have some of that in there, like client side, so I got to figure out what's going on with that. But yeah, it was a good little 2-hour job, 2-hour guy today. And I should be back Thursday. Should be. Not guaranteed, but should be. And I may start, I don't know, I'm trying to go into our space at NYU Future Labs a couple times a week. So I'm going in tomorrow, and I'm supposed to go in Friday. I have some meetings. And I think I may try to stream from there sometimes, but probably not tomorrow. I think Thursday, though, if there's not anything hair on fire I need to work on, we're long overdue for a Bobby stream. And so we might do that. It's true.
Yeah, build it, ship it, ignore the typo, and pray to Firebase. Unsolicited advice. While it runs, set a reminder to check logs plus memory, so it doesn't run for a while into ran away forever. Overlapping stuff. If you don't write a repro case, future you will gaslight present you. And a Bobby stream Thursday? It'll pretend I'm not excited.
How does the TTS get I''LL wrong? Silly. All right.